1 second.
किस्मत में मेरी चैन से जीना लिख दे, डूबे न कभी मेरा सफीना लिख दे। जन्नत भी गवारा है मगर मेरे लिए ऐ कातिबे तकदीर जन्नत भी गवारा है मगर मेरे लिए ऐ कातिबे तकदीर कशो मदीने चले जन्नत भी गवारा है मगर मेरे लिए कातिबे तकदीर कशो मदीने चले जन्नत भी गवारा है मगर मेरे लिए।
Hello, Zane.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. Hello, Zane.
Hi.
All right. I was making sure our app is working. So okay. Let's get started. My name is Erin McAllister.
Yes.
I have a Facebook fan page called Connecting Our World, and I'm a coordinator with PAX Academic Exchange, one of many foreign exchange student organizations that exist in the United States. And I am here with Zain Nassar from Pakistan, and just so happens to be Pakistan Day. So I also want to talk with you about that today, Zain. But we're here to introduce you to Zain and tell you about his experience in the U.S. As an exchange student, particularly as a student on the Youth Exchange and Study Program through Department of State, and just in general, you know, his experience here. So, Zain, I'd like for you to go ahead and introduce yourself to our viewers.
Yep. My name is Zain Nassar and I'm from Pakistan, the capital of Pakistan, Islamabad, and I am 15 years old. And I'm an exchange student living in United States, Bedford, Indiana right now. And I go to BNO, which is an amazing school in here. And back home, I study at Fuji Foundation Model School. And I have been here since 7 months, and currently I'm on my exchange year, and I am learning a lot of culture and different stuff and the way of American life and everything in here. And I'm also trying to teach what I have what I have in my culture to the students in here, and they really like it, and they really like the interacting with me. They like to learn new languages, as I know a couple of languages, like 4, 5, 6 languages. So they try to ask me like, what does that thing mean in this language? What does this word is? Can you translate that in this language? So I have made a couple of friends in Bedford, Indiana. And
More than a couple, right?
well, I think everyone in BNL is my friend. Like, I know one of the teachers asked me to participate in Mr. BNL because they thought everyone knows me and likes me because I'm so interesting and they're gonna vote for me. But I
Oh.
can't, yeah,
So you arrived. I was at the airport with you and took you to your initial host family. Was it September, at the beginning of September, right?
yeah. It was at the end of August, I think.
End of August, beginning of September, and you'll be here through the beginning of June, correct?
Oh yeah,
So you stay, as our students do, typically about 10 months. And as an exchange student, you come to the US, usually for the first time for most of our students, and you live with a host family that you don't know, right?
yep.
Yes. So what was, well, let me stop for a second. Tell me more, or tell us more about the Youth Exchange and Study Program. I'll introduce, and then I want you to share more.
Yeah.
The Youth Exchange and Study Program was designed by Senators Edward Kennedy and Richard Lugar, and Richard Lugar is actually from our state of Indiana here. And it was put together to kind of promote goodwill and understanding between Americans and Muslims. So
Oh yeah.
this is a scholarship program that brings international students from countries with a significant Muslim population, such as Pakistan, to the US to stay with host families and experience what it's like to be here. Hopefully you have a great experience and you go back home and you share that. And so then we here understand, oh, they're not so different from us. And you go back home and they say, oh, well, the families here are great. They're not so different from us there. So it helps to foster understanding, right? What else do you have to share about that program?
Well, the US program is basically in many countries, and there are some countries that have like Muslim and Christian and many like diverse population. And yes, program is also in those countries, like in China, in I think in South Korea, and usually in Muslim country, it's mostly most students come from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. And it is a really amazing program. It provides you like they select the students they found out to be that qualify for this program, and when those students come here and see everything to be polar different what they have heard about it over there, what they thought in the movies and stuff, and that changed their mindsets. And when they go back home they tell about United States, and they give a really, I think they give a really positive message. And right now all everyone in my family thinks that United States is awesome. Well, that didn't happen before I came here. They didn't have that much good review about United States. They didn't know much about United States. But now when they do, and I tell them those people are really hospitable and they are really loving and caring people, and they're like, oh, we didn't know that. This program provides a really good platform in Pakistan and other countries to bring other students of exchange students with countries, and then it mostly exchanges the culture that provides people to people talk to create a path for friendship, and that benefit, I think that benefits the society a lot.
Definitely, I agree. So just for those of our audience that are watching that don't know where Bedford, Indiana is, so we are in southern Indiana. Bloomington is the closest big city, relatively big city. It's the home of Indiana University. For those not in the US, it's kind of definitely the southern part of Indiana. It's very rural. Even Bloomington isn't a big city like New York or DC or even Chicago. And so there are a lot of people that don't have a lot of knowledge about people from other countries, about people of different religions, such as Islam. So when I have gone out looking for host families, that's a concern for people. Maybe not that their family would have a problem hosting a student from a Muslim country, let's say, but they're concerned that the student, like you, might come here and have a bad experience. You know, something bad happens to you, or people are mean to you, or whatever. What have you found being in this really pretty small rural southern Indiana city town?
When I came here, other families, my friends, they told me that we wanted to host a student, but we didn't host them because it's not that they were Muslim, but we thought they might not be able to adjust with us, or they might have any brain problems, or they might not even like me because, as in Pakistan, they have a stereotype that Americans don't like us, and that stereotype is also in here that that part of the world doesn't like them.
That's right.
So when I came here and I tried to explain them that, and I think pretty much everyone who knows me, they want to host students next year. And well, they think, yeah, and they have a new idea that now Muslim students that come from other countries, even they can adjust in here. And I don't think that is a big problem because our families are also like this now, because now the modern era has started in those countries too. And the countries that are prospering and they want to have the lifestyle that United States has, so they try to copy. So we pretty much do a lot of stuff that is like United States, but there are things that happen like bullying, and people would come and throw stuff. Well, that only I have only seen that in movies or videos. I came to Bedford, Indiana, and there, like, I didn't make any group of friends. Like, whole BNL is my friend, and I believe that if anyone wants is gonna bully me, the whole BNL is gonna stand with me. And well, I have seen that happen. Like, even someone is joking and like general, like as friends, if someone jokes about that part or something, people get offended and they're like, "How can you say that to him?" And they're like everyone in BNL supports me. Even the principal, like weekly basis or monthly basis, he asks me about is something happening, how is your exchange year going. And my host brothers that are at my school, and they are probably really supportive, and they help me adjust. In the start I didn't even knew how to use the locker,
Oh,
and by time and like time kept on passing, and now I think I know a lot of stuff, and it's working really good. And I think adjusting here is not a problem because kids kids in Pakistan or other countries also think that it's going to be really hard to adjust with a Christian family or a Jew family or family in United States of any religion. But I think that's not a problem because the people in United States are really broad-minded, and they're in a modern era, and they don't they have humanity. They think about humanity first, then of religion.
so you right now, so when you first arrived, you stayed with a family. I don't think they went to church regularly, but now you stay with a family that is Mormon, correct?
Yes.
You've learned about Christianity a little bit more, and specifically about the Mormon religion. So, how is it living with a family, specifically with a different religion?
It is really interesting because my host family, they just don't talk about Mormonism. My host dad reads a lot. They have like a small library in their house, and they read a lot. And they talk about like different religions, different areas of the world. And it is really interesting that I just don't talk to them about one religion. I'm learning a lot from them. And it's like staying with a family that is from another religion. I go to church with them, and we learn a lot of stuff over there too. Like, I sit in the church classes. Like, if Muslim students, some Muslim students might not like that, but I think back home might not like that. Well, students that come here, they come here because they like it. I think it's a part of our religion to learn new stuff, and that's why I really appreciate it, and I really like it when my family tells me about stuff and I learn a lot of things. My parents brought me a Bible in Urdu, in my national language,
Awesome.
and a Book of Mormon in Urdu, so I can read that. And there are other things about our Prophet Muhammad and my religion, and they got me that stuff and prints, and it's really interesting because they care that we learn new stuff.
That's great. So, what would you tell? Well, okay, I know we're short on time because actually one of the parts of the YES program is that our students have to volunteer at least 20 hours of community service in their year abroad. And Zan is one of the students who's aiming for 100 hours of community service so that at the end of his year here, he'll get a special award from Department of State. So he is on his way in a few minutes to volunteer at a local nursing home, which he does weekly, right?
Yep.
You do that
And the
weekly?
funny thing is, I have already got more than 300 hours,
Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
done more.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing it at the school, helping a teacher, as well as this one, and then also with the Sunday visit, right? With the
Oh
food
yeah,
outreach.
I go on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and in school every day.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's
That's
really
awesome.
amazing. I really love it. It makes
What
me
have you
feel like,
learned from the community service component?
well, in Pakistan, we don't have that much opportunity to do community service. Like, if we are gonna do community service in Pakistan, we would have to make like a arrangement or a organization for ourselves so that we can help other people. I try to do that, but when I came here, I see that we can go anywhere and volunteer and help people. That gives us a really really good feeling, because that makes us feel like we are wanted and people appreciate what we do. And at Stonebridge, I do volunteer, and they give me a golden card, and I have a volunteer badge. And every day I go, and every day they tell me that, what are we gonna do when you leave? And they
Oh,
really appreciate it. And I feel really good, and I feel really blessed that I am able to help people. But when on Sundays we go and get food and give it to people, I feel really blessed that I can help people.
that's awesome. Thank you. 300 hours. Wow, that's amazing.
And I think it might be more than that. It's the major hours that I counted.
Wow, very good for you. That makes me very proud as your coordinator.
Yep.
What
Thank
do
you
you
so much.
think is, you're welcome. What do you think is the thing that surprised you the most?
Well, in Pakistan, we have big cities and normal life, but we think about United States and other countries is like all other countries, not just United States. Like, they are having maybe rivers of milk, rivers of honey or something, and maybe people are flying in air. Like, there's a lot of misconception as we haven't seen it personally. So
Because
when I
they
came here, and
here in the U.S. is rich and has money. Is that what you're
oh
saying?
yeah, well, they do have money, but we think that it's gonna be something like fairyland or ponyland something.
Gotcha.
And when we came to Washington, and we were like shocked. We saw the Marriott Hotel, and we were shocked because we have the same Marriott Hotel in Islamabad, and it looks just like the same. And we were like, maybe we came back to Islamabad. And I was really happy. I felt like in home, and it was really amazing to see that it's not that different.
Wow.
It was really interesting because I was like, maybe people are flying in air, some Ponyland or something, or maybe I also had some negative views. Maybe people are like we see on internet, because people put negative stuff on internet, but they don't put the positive stuff. And
Right.
I thought people might hate me, throw bottles at me, or call me bad names. Like, there are many bad names for like that part of the world. So when I came here, people instead made me friends and gave me so much love that when I go back home, I would always want to come back at least once to see these people again.
Oh. And maybe they will. Maybe your family, your extended family and friends will go and visit you one
Oh
day.
yeah, I talked to lots of students in here that if they come to Pakistan, that we are probably the program, Yes program, the kids in the Yes program, we are making a group that is gonna, all of them, us are gonna host them and show them each and every city in Pakistan, because
Oh,
all of us are from each and every city. So like, we will send them to each and every city through the metro bus, and they will stay for a month or 2 weeks with each of us in major cities, and we'll show them everything we can.
wow, that's awesome. All right, I'm
Yeah,
going to
and
ask.
one of the student from Yes program had already asked a kid to come, and he is gonna come when we go back in June. He's gonna be there in, I think, July.
That's so it's starting already, and you're not even back home.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna take him to my uncle's wedding to show him traditional stuff and share culture.
Yay! That's super. All right, I'm going to ask you one more question, and then I want to give you an opportunity to share. I know you were working on some videos yourself, your own YouTube channel, as well as a book, right? So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to talk about that before we wrap up. So I just want to mention for those watching who are interested in or kind of consider being a host family, responsibilities include a bedroom that can be shared with the host sibling, board, which means 3 meals a day, transportation to and from school, and then companionship. So what would you say, Zane, to a family that is considering hosting?
Oh yeah, like there's some families in here that think that if they host a student, that is gonna cost too much money. But I think the $125 that a student gets, if the student use it wisely, and the way they're supposed to use, it's not like they don't go and eat places. I go and eat a lot of places, but still I have enough money that I have for stuff, extra stuff to do. I think it doesn't cost that much money. And sharing a room, I shared a room with my host brother for some days, and it was not that bad. And we can share room, have a different room. It doesn't really matter because I think most of the time we shouldn't be in our room. We should be out, and transport to school we can go by the bus, and sometimes the parents can also take us if they want, and there's no compulsion on that. And having getting bored and having fun, I think it's on the student, because in the starters I was like, gosh, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything. And then I realized that I need to ask my friends to do it, and then they were like, sure. And I have been to like each and every place in Bedford and Bloomington, I think, and each and every corner, I would say. And they have taken to me to all the restaurants like Olive Garden and Buffalo Rings and Wings, and every place they know of. They just ask me that, you want to go there? I'm like, yes. And they show me places, and that's how I'm not bored now. And we need to make our own opportunities in here. We cannot just rely that someone is gonna come. We were told that back home, but we didn't take that serious. But we just need to make our own opportunities so that we are not a burden on the host family. All our host family has to provide us is like 3 times meal and a lot of love.
Yes. A lot of love. Yes, definitely. All right. So I know we're running short for you, and I know you got to get out. They just messaged you.
Yep.
So briefly tell us your YouTube channel and your book, and then you can just sign off, and I'll close us out without you, so you can get on your way.
Yeah, I'm writing a book named America Through My Eyes. It got the things I heard back home about the United States, and then I came here and saw it by myself, and all the things, good and bad, and sad things happening on my way, attacks and everything that happened in our country, and then everything turned towards peace, and it's every day it's getting better and better. And coming here had changed my mindset, made my mindset broader. I think now I don't just think it in a small way. I have a better way of thinking about people, a positive way to think about people. I think this program changed the mindset of people, and that's the best thing I have ever done in my life. This is the best year of my life.
Yay! Oh, that's so good to hear, Zane. That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you for being my first interview.
You're welcome.
I think we did pretty well, and I know you've got to get to volunteering. So thank you, thank you. Shout out to Stonebridge and Hein and Miss Donna. So
Yep.
be in touch. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
All right, you can sign off, and then I'm just going to show the rest of you watching. If you are on our fan page, facebook.com/connectingourworld. Below the video, you will see some options for you. One is about the exchange program. So if you've learned something here through this video, this interview today, and you want some more information about hosting a foreign exchange student, click on that button, and I will be in touch soon with more information about that. Actually, let me let me scroll down with you. So under the video, directly below the video, I have a notify me button. That is if you want me to let you know in advance when I'm going to have an interview like this, either with a student, with a host family, with coordinators like myself. I'll also be interviewing businesses that have an international component, featuring products from around the world, a lot of different things related to travel and culture, the exchange programs, all of that. So if you're interested in any of that, click the notify me button so that I can be in touch with you. The next button to the right of that is interest in the ambassador program. The ambassador program is something I'll be launching in the near future for high school students who are who perhaps their family can't host, or perhaps they're not able to travel abroad right now, but they are interested in international issues, they're interested in the exchange program in general, and they want to be an ambassador. And as such, they would be one of our contacts in the school when a new student arrives, kind of be their buddy at school, show them around. A lot of the students, if they come and stay with a host sibling that attends the same school, they've got a built-in buddy system. But for those that don't, they can sometimes feel very alone, especially in the beginning. So I'm looking specifically for high school students who want to be an ambassador in their school and make our exchange students feel more welcome and at home here. And then if you scroll down below this, this is where I was talking about the exchange student programs. If you are considering being a host family, so as I said, you need a room, board, transportation to and from school, which can be a school bus, and companionship, sharing your culture, sharing your family. Click on the host a student button and I'll be in touch with you about that. If you have a high schooler yourself and they are interested in studying abroad in another country, I can help you with that as well. So click there and send me your details. And then lastly, on the left side, become a coordinator. So wherever you are in the United States, if you think your community would benefit from having a few international foreign exchange students there, and you want to find out what it's all about, that's a great, part-time kind of job where you can still have a full-time job, or you can do it full-time if you wish. But if you have a passion for international relations and culture diversity, and you want to have something on the side and interact with students and families, click on that and I'll get you the application to become a coordinator in your area. On the right side are some travel programs. I won't talk about those on this video, but they're there if you're interested in traveling at some point. So again, this is Erin McAllister with Connecting Our World and PAX Academic Exchange. I am a community coordinator here in Southern Indiana. Thanks again to Zain Nassar of Pakistan. Zain, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to wish you happy Pakistan Day. I wanted him to talk more about what that is, but we'll do that another time, I guess. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on our next installment of the Connecting Our World TV. Thank you. Bye.